Hi everyone, my name is Michael and welcome to DIY Money. First of all, I would like to tell you that I am not any person who has any type of license, and this is a typical disclaimer you see all over YouTube, and it's necessary for me to keep talking. Today I would like to give you some information about fear, about listening to your own intuition, about kurna, ile krzaków jest. I've just returned from my trip to Mexico as of a few days ago, and this story is pretty much interesting and important because I had my trip planned a couple of weeks in advance, but literally 2 days before my departure to Mexico, there were problems in Mexico, as probably most of you know. One of the leaders of the drug cartels was killed by the government forces, and in general there was unrest, there were burning cars, and there was overall danger all over Mexico. And that's how the situation unfolded literally 2 days before my departure. What did I do? I decided to check the CNN, some other news outlets, and there was danger everywhere. Yeah, there was like a bloodbath in Mexico. Everything was supposed to be super extremely dangerous. I checked the official United States government website, and there was like an advisory, a travel advisory: don't go to Mexico. As you can see, I'm back at home in Southern California, and I still have 2 hands and 2 legs. Nothing happened to me. I'm all right. So what's the key takeaway from this story? Well, the thing is that the media will not cover everything, will usually not dig to the fine details which actually really matter. And this is similar to investing. When you check whatever Bloomberg, NBC, you're just only going to barely scratch the surface when it comes to all the technical details you need to know. For example, my own research regarding my trip to Mexico was that, okay, there is a cartel boss who's dead, and there are constant fights between the cartel members and the government. And the main question you might ask yourself: are you part of the Mexican government? Are you part of the drug cartels? Well, I am not. So probably I'm not going to be the target of any of those actions. And as of a few weeks ago, maybe this number has changed already. There were probably like 70 or 80 victims in Mexico, but only one of them was just a random bystander. The rest was more or less half and half government forces and cartel forces. This is how you have like one piece of information, but the underlying truth is completely different. If you look at the media, they're going to tell you it's a terrible idea to go there, but the underlying information is that actually you're not going to be part of this problem. Of course, there's always accidents can happen, but in general, it's assumed you're not part of the problem, and you're going to have a good time, which is actually what I did. I really had a good time. And I'm back. Yeah, that's what matters. So the same thing is when you try to invest some money. You have certain pieces of information on the surface, but what matters is the information that lies underneath, and the research you need to do yourself. And this approach has allowed me to make quite a few successful investments and actually live a more or less happy life. Yeah, we never have probably a happy life because our Our goals change no matter what we do. Yes, first, when you live in the middle of nowhere, you want to live in a whatever more interesting place. But when you live in a more interesting place, you already want something else. So we humans are the ones who really constantly seek changes, which is good. And in my series of videos, I would like to guide you through all the details that will let you achieve your current goals, because they might change in the future, and maybe act in a similar way. As I said, I'm not giving any advice, this is just for information purposes. But anyway, be brave, don't listen only to what you see in the main media outlets. Always do your own research and be ready to take small risks, because usually small risks can pay off in a big way. That's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time.